So here we go, guys. There she is, Matilda. Matilda is mainly made with polycarbonate. It's those plastic that you usually see in signs and stuff like that. Politicians' campaigns and supermarket advertisements. So it's a 10 mil thick polycarbonate. It's really good and it's nice and cheap and light. Then I painted green because I want to be as camouflage as possible. So this is the main entrance where I have the door and small window in here. So like this I can have a look if someone is knocking on the door and stuff like that. I have another window is near where I sleep with my head. I have a ventilation hole. So like this, I have a cupboard inside where I put the nasty stuff, sweat socks and stuff like that. So it's nice and breathable inside. On the top, I have a solar panel that is plugged into my Goal Zero Yeti 150. So like this, I can keep all my stuff charged. Here on the back is where actually I put my head when I'm sleeping. So this is my bedroom window, let's call it that. On the other side, this is my kitchen area. So this window is the only window I can open it. So like this, when I'm cooking or if it's a little bit hot on the inside, I just open the window and I'm nice and cool on the inside. Through the front, it's just another window. So like this, I can check on Joe when I'm cycling, and also with these 5 windows I have a 360 view from the inside, so in case of something is going on outside in the middle of the night, so I always can be safe and have a look what is going on. Another one is a breathing hole from the inside out. I have a fan on the inside, so like this I plug the fan in the evenings, so like this remove the hot air, and is a couple more hidden underneath the solar panel actually. So in total I have 3 breathing holes, so like this the hot air doesn't accumulate on the inside. And then we go here, this is the arm that connects to my bicycle, is made out of steel. Yeah, the chassis and this arm is the only things made out of steel. So I just use a ball joint from a car, and I did this bracket in here where the ball joint connects, and is off you go. Yeah, I pretty much can turn in the spot, so it's really nice and sturdy and light as well. In here I just have like motorcycle rests, you can get them anywhere to be fair, and they're really cheap, so I just pull them out and pull them in and off I go. The back wheels are 20-inch BMX wheels, and it's pretty much the system. It's like a hinge. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it's like a hinge, and then added up 2 mini shocker absorbers from a mountain bike, and so every time if I'm in a bumpy road or anything like that, so we'll have some suspension, and it's really nice actually, or else it will be too stiff. For insulation I use a roof mate. It's 30 mil thick and it's really nice and keeps it really well insulated, and is really light and cheap. This is the main door. Have some mosquito net in here, so like this, if I want to have a nap or just sleep with my door open, I can pull this mosquito net down and have another one in here in the middle, and no bugs or anything like that or flies come in. The cupboards inside is all made out of, the main structure is made of wood. It's just pine, very light and cheap. And then the doors and stuff like that is made of PVC and polycarbonate, so it's nice and light, works well. This is my balcony for the kitchen that goes through the window that opens. On top of it I have a shelf where I put my kitchen stuff like stove and pots and cutlery and stuff like that. It's really nice. In here I even have I can't remember the name of this thing now, but a thing to measure the temperature on the inside. It's nice and cool. In here is a shelf that I made to put my guitar, so like this is on the side, is out of the way. If I need to pull it out and play it or go busking, it's ready to go. So in here, in the kitchen window, so I have curtains as well. This one in here, black one, and then on top of it I have another mosquito net, so like this I can have the window open and no bugs coming on the inside. All the windows have curtains, so like this I can have privacy when I'm sleeping on the inside and no one can look in. Here above the door is where I keep my portable shower. It's just really nice to have a shower once in a while. If you know what I mean. If you do a lot of bicycle touring, definitely you know what I mean. And here is another cupboard made of polycarbonate, and in here you can see the honeycombs in more detail. And on this shelf I just keep random stuff like baby wipes, my winter clothing that I'm not using right now because it's summer. In here, this long cupboard is where I put my toilet stuff, and also if it's been a really long day, I have sweaty clothes and stuff like that, I can open it, put it in there, and has a hole on the inside that goes to the outside, and I keep the smelly stuff out of the inside. It's nice. I have just a coat hanger, so like this I can hang my hats and or shirts and stuff like that. In here, this cupboard is where I keep all my clothes and my laptop and camera when I'm not using it. You just open it and that's it. How much does it weigh, mate? Okay, let's get going. I use like a massive scale, like industrial kind of scale too. And the weight of Matilda is 192 kilos. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. 192 kilos. But according to the manufacturer of the scale, you always allowed for 5 to 9 kilos of error. So I want to believe on that. He's okay. So I rounded up for 183 kilos, all loaded, fully loaded with all my gear and my food and stuff. Apart from the only thing is not inside is me and Joe. So 183 kilos. Mama. Okay. Anyway, Joe weighs 34 kilos. Yeah, I'm gonna change you for Chihuahua. Anyway, my bike weighs 14 kilos. Myself, usually on average I weigh 67 to 68, so 67 kilos. So the camper 183 kilos, Joe 34 kilos, the bike 14 kilos, myself 67 kilos. Altogether gives 298 kilos. Pow! You can do it! Just do it! Okay, can I pull it? So, well, Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I already done a few dry runs with it, and definitely on flat it's totally fine. Downhill, actually I have to brake because or else it gets too much momentum. Well, and I don't like it. And uphill, I just use the granny gear. As I said, just nice and slow, 2-3k an hour. It's not a 100-meter race, so I'm totally fine. Okay, I named it Matilda. And why Matilda? Okay, one night I was watching this documentary about the Second World War, and they're talking about all sorts of stuff in there, and at a certain point they start talking about tanks, mainly the British tanks. Brexit. And then they start describing this tank, P90/214. I can't remember the proper name. And they start describing this tank. Oh, the British used this kind of short-based tank. It was a little bit wide, quite heavy, turned a little bit slow, was really tough, green, a little bit ugly. And I was like, okay, that kind of describes what I'm building right now, my camper. And the soldiers at the time, they didn't call it by the proper name, P1000/something. They just call it Matilda. I don't know why, but they just call it Matilda. They nicknamed the tank Matilda. And I was like, oh, that is a cool name, and the description kind of fits what I'm building right now. I was like, I like that. I think I'm gonna name my camper Matilda. And that's it. I just nicknamed it Matilda, and I quite like it. I think it's a sweet name. So begs the question: am I going to be able to cycle? Well, make sure subscribe, hit the notification button, and let's find out next week.